Hello, hello, hello. This is 91.7 WCUR Westchester. And welcome. It's the Lauren Lever Power Hour.
And if you are here for the Neilesh Vinjamuri interview, rest assured he is on his way. There is construction around Westchester, and he's finally got a spot on campus. It's kind of a small campus, so he's running over right now with his sister Sanjana. So
plot twist. He has a sister.
Yeah, there we go. First Neilesh factoid of the day. He has a sister, so we're just gonna stall. I mean,
no stalling. No stalling. Yeah.
We legally have to do the weather, so we might as well just do that now and get it over with. So bear with us as we do the weather.
Today, it is partially cloudy. Low of 27, high of 37, and through the weekend, Saturday, 85% chance of rain.
Boo.
High of 38. Boo. But Sunday, there's a 95% chance of rain, but the high is 59. But after Sunday, everything just kind of goes back to the cold. Once again, cold, dreary Westchester, which is where we are.
Yes.
To the listeners who might be from all over.
Yes.
Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Which is just a stone's throw away from where Neilesh is. I think he grew up in this area, right?
Yeah, in Exton.
Exton. They called it Lionsville or Lionsburg on Jeopardy, but we call it Exton around these parts. Real close. And should we do the PSA now too?
Yeah, let's just get the PSA out of the way so we can go straight to the interview.
Another legal requirement of being on this station.
We love legal requirements. Okay, so our favorite PSA.
I'm gonna be okay. Now.
Okay, dads, it's time to dance. We don't care if you Cabbage Patch, do the Running Man, break out a little jitterbug, or even the floss. In fact, we don't even care if you're not very good at dancing. You see, all we care about is that you take a moment to dance with your kids, because dancing with your kids is a great way to bond with them. Go to fatherhood.gov to learn more. Public service message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Ad Council, and WCUR. So yeah, very exciting day. Are they here?
No, not yet.
No, they are not here yet. Okay, so we are very excited to have this interview. So Sanjana, who is Neilesh's sister, she's a friend of ours. So it's just very interesting being able to watch Jeopardy and know someone who's in it. So I'm just very excited for this interview. I'm very excited to kind of learn about the inside of this, like the inside factors, as well as hearing answers to the questions that were on Reddit or otherwise. Just very exciting stuff. I know that from watching Jeopardy...
Do you want to be at the door?
I can be at the door. But from watching Jeopardy, we didn't really learn much about Neilesh. Joe, if you want to continue this.
Yes, one question... Ooh. Sorry about that. First off, yes, I'm the guy that made the post on the Reddit. Love me or hate me for it. But one question we got, which we will ask Neilesh on the air, is what is he like outside of Jeopardy? Because if you remember watching the episodes during the interview segments where Ken Jennings asks questions to the contestants, Neilesh's answers were all focused on the game of Jeopardy, but not on Neilesh himself. He does have a life outside of Jeopardy, even if it was not alluded to during the show itself, and hopefully we can shed some light, because I know there's a lot of Neilesh fans out there and they want to know a little bit more. Speaking of the Reddit, if you go on the Jeopardy subreddit, I have a post on there called Neilesh Interview Tomorrow as in today. And if you comment a question on there, hopefully we will be able to get to it on the show. I'm going to be the official representative of our Reddit audience, our enthusiastic Reddit audience. Thank you guys all so much for giving us such great questions. Special shout out to the mods on there for helping me throughout the whole experience and keeping everything on the up and up. And without further ado, I think I see Lauren, I see Sandra, I see Neilesh. Welcome to the show, Neilesh Vinjamuri.
Hold on, let's turn up the mics. Let me switch over. Cool. So yeah, welcome to the show. Pretty exciting stuff. Your headphones are right here. Let me know if you have any issues with the audio. And we are all here. Wait, hold on. I think you have the wrong... It's okay. Just, can you hear? Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. If you can hear, and then your microphone's there.
So once again, while we're getting this set up, if you have any questions, last-minute questions, go on the Jeopardy Reddit and put it on the post that says Neilesh interview tomorrow. Tomorrow, as in right now.
2 p.m.
Yes.
It's exciting.
How was your drive in here today, Neilesh? You seem.
You didn't tell me about a road that got blocked off. I'm a little bit late, but
You're good.
Yeah, the construction really just started today, like with them blocking it off, because before you were able to drive through there. Sorry, if I could just put this little thing there and there. Yeah.
Look at him.
So, crazy stuff. This is like your first interview since anything? I don't know. Like,
pretty much, yes.
yeah, how do you feel about all this?
It's, it's not that big of a community, obviously. It's kind of, it's pretty cool though. It's, I've gotten a few requests so far, but I'm just liking how close-knit the community is, and it's really nice to see that people are recognizing this and they're reaching out to say congratulations and things like that.
Yeah, it really is awesome. I do actually have a question regarding that. So, like, you're kind of like a local celebrity, but also like, it's in a way where, as you said, it's like a kind of close-knit group that is very like passionate about it. But have you been like recognized in public? Have people like asked for autographs? Like, what's the,
Yeah, I mean, some people have reached out to me, very few people, but it's really awesome when somebody takes the time to congratulate me and say, what was it like on the show, and what are you planning on doing next? It's all great stuff that I've heard from people around, and I'm always excited when I hear something like that. So thanks to everybody who supports this show, and your support is, I love it a lot,
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess what we're doing, like, we're going in circles
Sure.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I'm the representative for the Jeopardy Reddit. I made a post on there asking people for questions, and I got a lot of questions. I got also a lot of support. They really love you on there. Big Neilesh fans. But the first question, which I think is an interesting one, is just kind of asking about you outside of Jeopardy, because they noticed, and I kind of noticed as well, when Ken would ask you questions for the interview segments, your answers were focused like kind of like on the game itself. But like, what do you like want people to know about you outside of the game, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, outside of the game, there's a lot of stuff I like to do. For example, reading, playing video games, hiking. I just treat this as a hobby mainly. Everybody has their own hobby. This is just mine, and I'm glad that I get to take this on to a national audience and demonstrate how far my hobby has gotten me. It's just that I'm just like any average person who has their own interests, and this is just the interest that I have is trivia and participating in trivia, and hopefully taking it to higher levels. And, so it's pretty awesome that this hobby has taken me this far, and I'm excited for what's in the future.
Yeah, what video games are you playing right now?
Yeah, that is very interesting.
Oh, God.
I'm a big fan of platformers, so I recently bought Cuphead. I got into Cuphead a little bit, but I haven't gotten past much of it so far because I haven't had the time. It's a lot of platformer games. I used to play Super Meat Boy back in the day.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a classic.
That's a classic one.
You played Celeste a lot?
Yes, Celeste is another one.
Yeah, did you ever like do like the because they have like the hard mode thing at the end?
Yeah.
Like, did you like do that? Did you like you did the whole thing?
I got through most of the hard mode on Super Meat Boy. I assume is what you're talking about.
No, for Celeste.
Oh, for
like
Celeste.
At the end, like how they have like.
Yeah, I've gotten through pretty much every single part of Celeste that you can imagine. So.
Wow.
Yeah. What was that game that you made me play? The game that I didn't like that was like also a fighter game?
I believe it was called Katana Zero.
Yeah.
I love Katana Zero. Oh my gosh, you didn't like it?
Well, I didn't want to play it. Well, my brother originally Originally, he was like, "Oh, just look at the cool cutscenes," and I was like, "Well, I might as well just play the game." But then I got really mad because the game is hard.
Yeah, I want my first playthrough. I was like, I'm gonna do it without doing the slow mo at all, and like I don't know why I did that because it kind of like ruined the experience. But you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Super Meat Boy and Celeste and Cuphead. Those are like hard games. So you like really challenging games.
Yeah, I like games that you can improve on every single time you play them. You know, I'm pretty much at that point at Celeste that I can play it unconsciously. So, you know, I just have like something going in the background, like some podcast or something, and I'm just casually beating all the
Yeah, is that like your new venture? You're gonna become like a Twitch streamer and like
Yes.
Yeah, there
the
you go.
speed running, like blindfolded speed running in Celeste.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Right. Well, me and my brother did play this really good game called Outer Wilds. If anyone on the Reddit knows any game similar, we've been trying to find a similar game to Outer Wilds. It's a good game. But yeah, I'd like to, you know, as the sister, I guess.
Yeah, the
Sansa.
confirmed
Sansa.
sisters.
ChatGPT. ChatGPT knows who you are, by the way.
Yeah, but they don't know that you have a sister.
Yeah. Probably because when Ken asked who you would like to thank, he didn't thank any of his family. He thanked Ken, which I thought.
I was trying to avoid a cliche there. That's why.
Oh my God.
I have nothing against my family.
He's got
Let's
everything.
get that on the record.
But I had a question because obviously now that you've won Tournament of Champions, you're now moving on to Masters. That's going to be a little far in the future, but do you have any strategy or any way you're going to plan or prepare for Masters when you go there?
I don't know. We'll see how I prepare. It's not like I can prepare for everything. I might focus on one subject in particular, like maybe some famous rock bands, and then open up the streaming app and try to listen to whatever rock band I could think of for the purposes of preparation. I mean,
Yeah.
So you do it like piecemeal. You're like, I want to learn a lot about this category and then this category. You don't like just like study random factoids.
well, I try to gather whatever I can. So it's a combination of studying random things every day and trying to focus on one thing in particular and trying to study that as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can go by it, but I would say most of the stuff I learned is through just random, trying to gather whatever I see in everyday life.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool. So do you like, when you're out in like public, do you see something and you like don't know, like when you don't know something, do you just look it up? Is it like,
Yeah, pretty much. There's now all the apps are right at my fingertips. I can, open up Wikipedia, open up the dictionary. If there's a word I don't understand, if there's a concept I don't recognize, I can instantaneously learn that subject and at least have some part of it in my memory, hopefully, going into the game.
yeah,
'Cause
that's,
people were talking about that on the Reddit as well. They're wondering like how you prepare and everything. So is there like, I guess we'll parlay that. So is it like an official book that you study out of, or is it just like studying various topics in general?
No, it can be anything. Like any book that I open up, whether it be fiction or nonfiction. Hopefully, it's a well-known fiction book. But any book that I open up could possibly have a clue that appears in Jeopardy. So it's really just reading whatever interests you. Just try to make it worthwhile. I don't study for the purpose of studying. I just try to make it worthwhile, whatever I'm reading, just for my own interest.
Well,
oh, that's pretty cool.
Is there? Oh, I was gonna ask a question really quickly. Is there something that? Sorry. Is there something while you were studying for Jeopardy that you found that was actually just interesting that you like to have in your mind, or like something that while you were studying for Jeopardy you were like, this is actually really cool, and then you did like a deep dive into it?
Pretty much everything. I'm more of like a science fan in particular, so anything that interests me in the fields, any scientific field, is something that I want to take a deeper dive into. So there's a lot of great, interesting facts out there. I don't know, you're kind of putting me on the spot. I can't think of one in particular.
It's almost like Jeopardy. You were put on the spot a lot, so I feel like you should be good at this. Anyway.
Yeah. Joe, how about, yeah, you can ask a quick
oh
question.
yeah, sure. So this is kind of a specific, but what we were wondering is, okay. Okay, sorry, they were doing something. They're sidebarring right now. So
Yeah, the sidebar.
Sidebar. Now we're no longer sidebar.
no
Yeah,
longer
no
sidebar.
longer. Yeah, we're all
All right,
good.
the floor is open. So something I noticed in the last episode was for the daily double. Like in the past, you seem to go all in a lot, like make really big bets. But yesterday, you only bet, I think it was like 5,000 on the
yeah.
daily double. So like, what goes through your mind when you get that daily double? How do you calculate how much you want to bet?
Yeah, it's a combination of whether I can put the game away and I guess how much I think the subject is in my wheelhouse. And that particular one, I didn't know what I was going to get. It looked like a grab bag of random stuff, so I didn't want to go all in on that, and I didn't want to lose everything. And then either way, I overthought the clue, and I lost all that money, but I made up for it, and I end up winning. So
Yeah, worked out in the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you
So-
ever? No, you go, Lauren. You go.
Okay. My question. So like the process of like getting onto Jeopardy to like anyone who's interested, because you like went on. You had like your, I don't know, your streak, your winning streak, and then you like did Tournament of Champions, and then you just won that. Like, did you get on Jeopardy like at first? Like, did you try several times? Like, what was the, what was that?
yeah, so nowadays it's pretty easy to audition for Jeopardy. You can just go online and take a test. In the past, you had to go to testing centers and take a test and then go somewhere else for an audition, which was really exhausting and time-consuming. Now it's pretty much at anybody's fingertips. They can just take the online test, and then once they get the audition, they can go on Zoom and take the audition. I think they still have virtual auditions now. So that was my process. Yeah, I just took the online test, and then I did a Zoom audition. 2 years later, I heard back from them saying that they want to put me on the show. So it was really exciting for me to tell everybody that I'm going to be on the show after I got that message. So yeah, it's really easy for anybody to do it, and for me it was hassle-free. Just really like how streamlined the process is now.
But it takes like 2 years to hear back. I mean, I imagine it's competitive, but that's a long time to wait.
Yeah, so my name, I think, got put in some sort of pool of contestants that they could pick from at any time. So, I think they could even give you a message back not even a few months later. But for me, it took just a little while longer for them for me to hear back from them. And I figured that eventually I was going to get it because I thought I had a pretty good performance. I thought I was pretty confident on the buzzer when I was doing the auditions. It was just, am I a more interesting person that they think that it's worth putting me on? So apparently the answer was yes.
And it worked out. It worked out.
Right, exactly.
'Cause it's crazy to think about like how many people that they like, have just to pick from. It's just it seems like a really interesting process just in general. But
Because like Jeopardy is like, that's not discounting other game shows, but Jeopardy is like the game show.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the one. That
America's
everyone-
favorite quiz show.
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, because the Jeopardy theme, like even if no one, like someone has never seen Jeopardy, they know it.
They know the think music.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Sandra, you want to take it away? Or you want me to take one?
Yeah, unless
Sure.
unless Neilesh.
We've broken protocol.
Yeah, we have broken protocol. I do feel bad. Sorry, Laura.
Unless Neilesh wants to ask a question.
Yeah, if you got any questions
Yeah.
for we're the more interesting people want to know about. Yeah. I have a question. So when you were going to Tournament of Champions, did you have a good feeling? Because you won 3 games, but like compared to other people who won like 15 or 9 games, like did you have a feeling that you could win still, or were you like, oh, we're just gonna take it day by day? Like, what was your thought process going into Tournament of Champions?
My goal coming in was to win it all. I thought that I deserved to put that, hold that standard as high as it was because I really felt like I was capable of winning. Obviously, things had to go my way, so yes, I did take it game by game, day by day. But in the end, things did go my way, and I really expected that I had a great shot at winning.
Yeah.
And it's not something that was really surprising to me. It's just felt like it was something that was in my grasp, and I just had to get things right and have certain things go my way to win, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because especially with like the games because the last one was like first to 3, but the other ones it's kind of like if like leading up to that, if you had one like bad game, like that could have been it, you know?
Exactly.
It's I feel like that must have been like very high pressure, like for.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime I'm going up on that stage, except for the finals because it's kind of diffused over multiple games, so I felt a little calmer during the finals, but in any game leading up to that, it was always, you know, if I make a mistake anywhere, I'm going to be going home.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be sent home. I just really hoped that I would get what I wanted, and that's what happened. So yeah, there's a lot of luck that goes into this, but I feel like my preparation also played a huge role. There was definitely a lot of stuff up there that I got because of preparation. So I'm really excited at how it all played out.
Yeah, so I certainly noticed, especially in the interview segments that we mentioned previously, that you had a very confident demeanor. You seem to like really believe in yourself, and even people online they like envy your demeanor because like you just you went about it in a way that was like, yeah, I'm here to win. Like I know, like. You know, I know I have the skills and the knowledge to do this, and that feels like that's like half the battle, just having that confidence.
Yeah, there's definitely a contrast between that and the interviews. I felt very, shy and, very apprehensive about those interviews. But then when they got back to the games, I was all ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of one of the interviews, so like the 12-year like tablet, right? The 12-year-old. What was it, right?
Yeah, it's like people were asking what tablet you have because it's hard to find a tablet that can last 12 years.
Yeah, I think what people don't realize is there's a lot of nonsense I'm making up on the spot.
What?
No.
Wait, this isn't accurate. No, this is an actual iPad. I'm pretty sure it's a.
Okay, so yeah, it's an actual iPad that I've had for 12 years, and it works pretty well, at least playing
Why?
YouTube and stuff.
Why did you say it was nonsense 2 seconds ago?
Because I kind of made it up on the spot.
What?
like,
I know,
interview.
it's
Like,
real.
They just asked me for some interesting fact, and I just made up that.
You didn't make it up though. It's a real.
Yeah, if it
But
exists.
it's an iPad.
Yeah, it's an iPad.
Oh, yeah, because if it exists, I don't know if you made it up.
You did. It's an actual one, and I did ask my brother one time if I could have it, and he did not let me have it. So,
Yeah, are you gonna get a new iPad with your Jeopardy winnings? That's
Yeah,
it.
I think that's a good idea. I think she could have it for.
Sandra's the real winner here.
Finally, yeah. You might have won Jeopardy Tour of Champions, but I got the 12-year iPad, so
Oh my gosh.
really winning.
Wow, yeah, and we have this. This is on air.
This
so
is on
like,
air. They're gonna put this on every article.
Yeah, Sanjana is the proud owner of the 12-year tablet. That was mentioned in Jeopardy.
Yeah. No,
Just
it's-
like sign it, and it's like that's a collectible.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Oh my
cool,
gosh.
It's cool. I think you actually had Flappy Bird on it, and then you for some reason deleted it.
Why would you delete
And
Flappy Bird?
You had some games that were there that were like super old and didn't exist anymore, and then you deleted them. You had Risk. You had Risk on there, and then that got. I don't know where that app is, but you had it there.
Yeah, I don't remember when any of that happened.
Yeah, did you need the space for like Jeopardy? Like you
Yeah,
ran out of
Jeopardy.
data,
Yeah,
and you're like,
I needed the space for all my Jeopardy flashcards and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you like as a kid or even like later on, did you play any of the Jeopardy games like on the Wii or something?
I would just say like I played on a few trivia sites. There's stuff like Sporkle, I guess.
yeah, Sporkle.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
I played on a few trivia sites. I was not into the trivia games on Wii or whatever.
What?
I was into the platformers that I've made it very
Are
clear
you
I'm a big fan of
serious?
platformers.
There's the one thing you can take out of this.
Yeah, one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's also-
Yeah, if you, I guess that's a bit off topic. Well, I was gonna say if you were to go like the Twitch route, what would your username
my
be? You know,
God.
like you gotta, like the platformer guy, like.
Platformer guy. There's probably 15 billion people with that.
Now you're making me think. I got to come up with the.
Yeah,
I don't.
man.
I can't think of. I don't know, it's probably something like Mr. Beast or Ninja, something very simple.
Oh my
Mr. Neilesh.
Mr. Neil.
Yeah, Mr.
Mr. Neil.
Master Neil.
Master Neil.
Because you're like a Jeopardy. Like, can we call you a Jeopardy master, or is
Well,
that like a different?
Is that like for the Masters route, or is that like the what's the?
I guess you could call me that now. I mean, it'll happen in the future, but I don't mind being called a Jeopardy master.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, is it like when so like in college, like, so you know, like you get your bachelor's, and if you get like a master's, they don't call you like master. You have to get like a doctorate to have like a title.
right.
You know.
Right.
Just call me Dr. Neil.
There you go.
Once I win Masters, you can call me Dr. Neil.
He's got a doctorate.
Doctorate in Jeopardy.
So I guess to put it a little more, I guess, back on track.
Right. Yeah.
People were wondering if you had any like former champs that were an inspiration for you throughout everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen pretty much all of the high-level Jeopardy games out there. Probably some of the bigger personalities out there are James Holzhauer, Ken Jennings, of course. I mean, he has a great game show personality, as we're all seeing. I'd say in particular, last year's winner, Yogesh, he was a great influence on me because he also won 3 games going into that Tournament of Champions, and he came away with the victory.
Yeah.
He demonstrates outstanding mastery throughout every single subject, including like all the pop culture ones. Man, he's a beast on pop culture, which is something I'm looking to get there as well. But it's going to be a lot of fun masters coming up, and I hope to meet a lot of great people. We're all coming together for a particular interest, which is all what it's all about. So, yeah, I'm really excited. to see
Yeah,
how
that's really cool. That's just a really cool thing. You know, I had a question. Oh yeah, yes. So speaking of like pop culture stuff, Sanjana was telling me that you definitely like looked into like movies after your first like
Right,
run through. Yeah. Because Sanjana, I just shout out to Sanjana,
Thank
but
you.
like from what I heard, she really pushed like because of like how much
Yeah. Well,
she watches movies.
Right. We all watch movies here. I'm the exact opposite of him. I actually like pop culture, so I was like, you should start watching movies. And then I started telling him all the movies that I watched, and he was like, wow. And then I was like, you should go to a movie theater and watch these movies. And then he went to a movie theater and he watched the movies. And that was because of me. So I'd like to say that even though, and then there was the horror movie category in which I was very proud he got Midsummer, and he also he did the Terrifier.
Yeah, Art the Clown, right?
He knew a lot of them, and it's because of me. And so I'd like to say,
Well, you're getting the iPad.
Yeah,
You're getting the iPad.
the question is, Neilesh, is this true?
that is pretty accurate.
yes. So not only do I get the iPad, I think I get a small cut from the money. It was because of me. So yeah.
Yes, you do get credit for that. I got really into horror movies, and I watched a bunch of them in the theaters, and it was pretty cool to see all those horror movies for the first time in the theater.
Yeah.
I never watched one in the theater before. I don't think so before this all started.
Really?
So yeah, thanks for getting me into that.
Wow, I get a thank you and everything.
And yes.
He's
Wow.
being way nicer on you. That's wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you should, just make sure to thank Jeopardy while you're at it.
Yeah, only thank Jeopardy. They're the only ones who did anything.
No, but what's your favorite movie as of recently, like while talking about, like the movie?
That's a good one. I would probably go with. I recently saw Nosferatu, which is kind of a, some people love it, some people don't like it. She's one of the people who are in the middle about it. I really liked the scenery a lot. I liked how much they put into the effects. The vibe was definitely amazing in that movie for me. So I just. I just thought it was one of those movies that I could just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a good one.
But
I mean, not really, but it's a good one.
it was good. It was good.
Yeah, so I guess back to, you probably have a Jeopardy-related
Good
question?
Jeopardy.
Yeah, well, this is kind of related to Jeopardy, but there are some people on here that are actually from your high school, and I'm trying to rope this in, but you were in like high school quiz bowl as like a kid, I guess, kid, teen, whatever. Did any of that experience help you when going on to Jeopardy?
Yeah, definitely. I actually brought out my high school librarian. He was a big
Wow.
inspiration for me. I mean, not inspiration, but he was kind of like a mentor for me when I was doing all that. So I brought him out just to show him what I was up to these days, and so he's been enjoying it, watching it, with me or by himself. Or, so yeah, I had a great time participating then in high school. I think I also participated in college, and then it turned into a hobby for me, and it brought me on Jeopardy. So
Yeah, because even at like a young age, you like did like the spelling bee and stuff, right?
yeah, I think so.
So
You think so? We have photos. You were there.
So like from, did you know you wanted to be on Jeopardy from a young age, or did this kind of snowball into that, or how'd that come about?
Yeah, I think being exposed to Jeopardy at a young age made me more interested in being on the show. It was kind of the first thing I was really watching on TV, and it's the one thing I was watching kind of regularly. We would always watch it, so I guess it kind of got ingrained into me at a younger age that this is something I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's 2:30, so
Oh man.
we contractually have to do the weather and the PSA, but we've done that already. So I
So
guess
what's-
right now we'll shout out any local campus events we want to shout out.
If you're in the area, I mean, no gigs on the book right now, but I am part of a local band called Marquette. You could find us on Instagram at band Marquette, like MARQUETTE, because we got gigs going on, and it's cool, and it's fun, and I play the saxophone, and it's a jam band. I don't know. That's really local events that I would
Yeah.
know. Any local events from you, Sanjana?
Not that I know of. Neilesh, do you have anything to shout out?
Yeah, any local
any-
events or
anything.
Local
any?
events? Any?
I want to shout out the parade that's been happening for me in Philly right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wearing your colors and everything.
Green is my favorite color. And they know that what my favorite bird is. Yeah. They got it all going on for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. There's actually been, Sunday night, everyone was cheering for Neilesh. I don't even know
Yeah,
why.
it's crazy. Like,
It's big. It's loud. Yeah. That's always good. That's always good. They're cheering also because I got the iPad. So
yeah,
they're very
they're like,
excited.
whoa.
Got
This
the
is
iPad.
big.
This is big stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joe, you got anything?
Nothing local on the docket, but just like I guess my movie review show, Joe at the Movies. You can look that up. That's all I got.
Wow.
Also, I might be in the Westchester Film Festival. I'm gonna find out by tomorrow if the film gets in, which is very exciting. So maybe come to that. If I'm not in that, then you know, do something else. But if I'm in that, make sure you go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that thing.
Hopefully there's another parade with your
There's
name.
another parade for Joe.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Anyway,
Oh
back
my
to
gosh.
Jeopardy.
Back to Jeopardy.
Back to Jeopardy.
Sanjana, you got what?
Oh,
I know you have some burning
it's
questions.
me time.
Yeah, I know. It's like you've never met this person in your life,
Yeah.
right? It's not like you're.
Yeah. I never. Who is this guy?
Like, what's your age difference again? What's the?
6.5 years. Cause
Yeah.
it's Cause it technically could have been 7, but I got born early,
Wow.
so it's something like that. Actually, I think I'm telling that wrong. So never mind.
So yeah,
6.5.
I wonder if those 6.5
Yeah.
years were like a good Jeopardy studying years.
Yeah,
because
he
there
had a
wasn't
lot
like
of free time. He didn't like me when I was born. This is a fun fact.
That's a lie.
No, he ripped up my teddy bear or something like that. And
Wow, wait a second.
he was beefing. He did not like me.
But think of the iPad.
Think of the iPad. Yeah, think of the iPad. No, I actually do have to thank my brother because early on, and as a child, I learned all of the presidents from front to back, and I learned Wait, I can say them forwards and backwards. That's what I meant.
What do you mean? Like
the
back?
Oh yeah, you've done that. You've done that on the show.
Oh,
I
you
think.
have.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I knew all of the capitals to the states. I did forget all of them eventually, but that's because my brother, every time I would come home, would like force me to like remember it. And then if I got them wrong, he'd give up on me, and I'd be like, no, wait, I swear I remember them. So I do have to. Yeah.
I think you're exaggerating.
Not exactly.
Yeah, is this true, Neilesh? Is this?
No, he
So
would.
it's a little bit of exaggeration. I might have asked her to do that, but I did not give up on it.
No, he didn't. He gave up. He'd be like, "You're not ready. You're not good.
Not ready for what, Jeopardy? Like what?
Not ready."
What were you preparing Sanjana for?
I guess I was preparing her for her own Jeopardy appearance.
Yeah.
Pop culture Jeopardy.
I was saying pop
Culture.
I was saying pop culture Jeopardy, but my brother is saying it's actually like very intense. You actually have to know a lot of like music and stuff, and I don't know. I could do well in the movie category. I don't know about the rest.
Well, the movies in the past like 5 years.
yeah, that's also
You just
true.
gotta study.
I
Just
gotta study.
Take
I just
an
gotta
active
study.
interest.
Yeah, exactly. But I do have a question for you because we've seen Jeopardy, we've seen some other game shows. Listen, this is all hypothetical, but you know, now that you have your little fame thing from Jeopardy, is there another show you were ever interested in going on? Another like game show, or like what is it like other like I don't know
Reality.
a quiz show kind of games that are like there? Anything else?
Well, I would say right now I've come to master the art of chopping vegetables. So I'm going to give
yeah?
Gordon Ramsay a little call.
Yeah. Okay, good.
If he's listening.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's a big
What
fan of
about like
Jeopardy.
Chopped? Have you seen Chopped?
Yeah, actually, I think one of my coworkers has a child who was on Chopped, and he tells me about it, and he likes to ramble on about it.
I won't shut up.
No, but like, do you think that like, because the people on those shows, they have to like know a lot of like recipes. They have to know how to cook things. Do you think you're like that knowledge transfers over because you're good at remembering things? So like could you physically remember how to do things? Like, you know, could you potentially be a fantastic chef?
Yeah, that's kind of like muscle memory. So I think instead of Jeopardy, it would be my platformer game skills coming into
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah. I think Mom would be really. She'd actually know what you're doing, so she might have more critical lens on it. She might be having you in the kitchen every day, forcing you to do all the chopping vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Okay. That's exciting.
Oh my gosh. Let's see.
Who's got the next question?
Oh, I guess I do.
What?
So like, they have you just like stand. Like, do they have any chairs for you up there? Like, are you just standing at like the podium? Like, do they? I don't know. Does it? How long do you have to stand for?
Yeah, they can give you a chair if you really want it, but I don't have a problem with standing around. Obviously there's like some sort of routines I did when I was kind of swaying back and forth. I saw a lot of people talking about that. I don't know. That's just something I do to loosen up. It's definitely your nerves are definitely visible on there. At least mine were. Yeah, even I can look back at the final Jeopardies and see my hand trembling so much that I can see it happening on the TV. So. Yeah,
But I don't know, because for the final Jeopardy, like, you looked pretty confident, honestly. Like, at least to me, right? Like, for the one that just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you look really closely, you can see what's
Yeah.
going on inside me. You know, it's not calm and collected. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, speaking of those final Jeopardies, was there any specific one that like really made you nervous? Because I don't remember the exact ratio, but you got most of them right, and you were pretty good on most of them. But were there any that you weren't sure but hit anyway, or?
Yeah, so I'm thinking about the semifinals round, the final Jeopardy, which was the category was ancient geography. So that was one that I absolutely needed to get right to advance. Like, there's no way I'm advancing without getting that one right. And so I'm just hoping for something that's in my wheelhouse that I can get. And so this one was really, really satisfying for me because not only did it require very real knowledge to answer the clue, but there was a tiny bit of lateral thinking that I needed to do to get to the right answer. So somehow I had to put together this whole puzzle. The clue was almost like a puzzle, and I had to do that in 30 seconds, and I had to do that to advance. And somehow, some way, it came to me and I wrote down the right answer, and that's made all the difference between
Yeah.
10,000 and 250,000.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Just to, like to
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, thinking of things on the spot. It's like, because knowing something and knowing how to actually think of it when you're under pressure. I don't know. It's like when I'm under
tough.
pressure, I just forget.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, it's definitely like a skill on both sets. Like just knowing how to
Yeah.
like,
And doing that all on TV, on
Yeah.
the stage.
Yeah. Speaking of, is there any like part of actually producing an episode of Jeopardy that surprised you, that like you didn't expect when watching the show?
Yeah, one thing that's really cool is that there's a specific person dedicated to every single facet of the game that you can think of. Like, there's one person who's dedicated to rising our platforms up so we're almost like close to being the same height. There's one person who fixes my mic for me. There's one person in the wardrobe, one person doing makeup, hair. So they have dedicated people for every role. So it's really nice to see how much effort they're going into every single aspect of the game, making sure that it really is America's favorite quiz show.
yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't really consider like the height thing when watching
yeah.
it.
Yeah, but I guess they do it so well that you don't have to
Yeah.
consider it when watching it.
Because yeah, now that I think about it, I guess everyone is
Yeah.
about the same height.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I
really
like
interesting.
never thought about
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
thing that I think about usually. No, interesting. No wonder. I'm always like, wow, they're all so tall and nice. Awesome. Wow, how did they get all these people? Like, it's a
Yeah.
Jeopardy requirement. You
The
have
height is a
Yeah,
very
they-
important requirement for Jeopardy.
Yeah, they pull it from like 2 years because they have to make sure everyone's the same height. They have
Right.
everyone in like a hat, and they're like, is this person like, I don't know. I don't know how tall you are,
Yeah,
so
I
I
think
can't
it's
even say
like-
this.
But when like filming the episodes, are there any parts that like get cut out for any reason? Is there like any like downtime or anything that the audience doesn't see?
Yeah, sometimes they'll cut out parts of the interview. I think that's where they want to save time, just cutting out parts of the interview. I was okay with whatever they cut out from me. I thought the interview flowed pretty nicely either way. Additionally, there's mistakes he makes, Ken Jennings. He's not a perfect individual by any means. He's gonna slip up somewhere. They might have a technical difficulty. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that it is prepared for, but it'll take time to resolve, and it's not as smooth as what you see on TV. So
Yeah.
How many hours was it per day, and like how many games did you usually play per day?
Yeah, so there were, in a normal taping day, there were 5 games taped. So it's, rapid fire back and forth with the lunch in between. So if you would win a game, you'd go back inside and change your shirt and go right back out there. That's what happens. In the Tournament of Champions, there were actually 6 quarterfinal games taped on one day. And then on the second day, there were 3 semifinal games plus 2 of the final games. So you're talking about 11 games in 2 days.
Wow.
So,
Do you get? I mean, that must be exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't really show on TV. Like when I'm watching a game, like I can't tell this guy's been doing it all day. But like, how do you power through, like doing that many games in a day?
I would just say that the interest of moving on to the next round is greater than whatever exhaustion I'm feeling. Surprisingly, I did not drink any coffee.
Really?
The whole time for Tournament of Champions, I did not have a single cup of coffee, and it worked out for me because I was so afraid that the jittering from the caffeine would be even worse for my nervousness than without. So I just decided, I'm not going to drink any coffee this whole time. And
Yeah.
it worked out for me, apparently.
I guess adrenaline is like enough sometimes because you must have been like feeling awake and like ready to just do it,
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, just move on to the next game. That's all that I think about.
So
That's real.
more about, I guess, just you outside of the game. But you mentioned in one of the interviews that you enjoyed hiking. What you mentioned that sometime like lately to prep you've been listening to books and stuff. What kind of things did you listen to while hiking, and like what do you like to do while hiking? Stuff like
Yeah. So there's a lot of places to hike in Valley Forge. I guess that's my main spot for hiking. So I would just go through, it could either be a flat route around the whole park, or it could be one of those hilly routes, that goes into the trees a little bit. But yeah, either during that whole route, I would just put on any kind of book that interests me. I would just, go on to the library app and check out another audiobook that most interests me. It's generally like fiction books. I think recently I read the book One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I was just hiking around and I was listening to that book. I also picked up, I think, Dracula recently. So I read both of those books, and it's just interesting to have those going on while doing a repetitive task, because I don't like to just sit around and listen to audiobooks. I like to do stuff while I listen to them.
yeah.
See, this is the I know we kind of touched on this before, but I imagine that there'd be a big binder that said Jeopardy on it, where you just flip through and like, okay, this is the kind of stuff. But you really just you kind of just have to be built for it. It sounds like, because I can't imagine just taking in so much information and being able to rattle it like just random factoids off, when asked. It's a process that goes on throughout life. Just gathering more and more information and consolidating it. You can't just memorize lists and hope that you retain them. You gotta become closer to the stuff that you learn about. So the reason I would read books is to consolidate that information rather than just looking up book author, and hoping that stuff would stick around. Yeah, interesting. Do either of you guys have something?
Yeah, Lauren,
I still got things.
He's got the whole Reddit question.
Yeah.
Somebody. First off, I don't know if I highlighted this, but the top comment on this thread is, "Tell him I think he is a very nice young man." So you certainly have fans on here.
I greatly appreciate that.
Oh, and then there was the one person is like, what did they say? Like, how are you so good?
Yeah. So someone just asked, like, how are you so good at the game?
But it's just, how are you so good?
One sentence answer. How are you so good at Jeopardy?
Preparation.
Yeah, wow, one word.
Wow. Yeah, he consolidated that answer.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. We did touch on the technology bit, but we got distracted by the iPad thing. What kind of technology are you think people should be using if they want to make it long lasting, 12 years?
Like it.
What's the actual
Tablet recommendation.
Yeah,
the iPad. Like, what was it?
I think it was like a what was it?
iPad 1.
I think it's like an iPad 5, 6, 9.
I don't know, 4 maybe.
I think what? It was older than mine that I got in middle school, and that broke. But his lasted. I don't know, man. He.
It's because he deleted Flappy Bird.
He deleted Flappy Bird. That's right. He did. Yeah.
So, but I guess like we kind of touched. We've been over the preparation thing a lot, but
yeah.
What between your first run and Tournament of Champions, did you change your preparation tactics in any way?
Well, before the first Jeopardy run, I didn't really study any of the pop culture stuff. I looked like a deer in the headlights when they're asking me like, who are these famous Hollywood actors? What are these famous TV shows? I just said, forget it. I'm moving on to the next category. Let's give me the next category. But this time around, I got to learning at least the surface level of those categories, and I obviously. Deepen my knowledge in some areas like horror movies. I don't think I would have gotten 4 out of 5 on that category if I was doing that on my first run. So that's the changes I made, and it did pay off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is there something that you changed in terms of like your mindset? Because I remember when you first started playing, like your first game, you were pretty nervous and you buzzed in and you didn't know the answer and you did a lot of that. But this time coming around, it feels like you had a lot more confidence. Was there some sort of like, I don't know, meditation or some sort of like way you changed your mindset in that regard? Or were you just kind of like used to it now? Like it was just like less overwhelming?
I just felt more used to it on the stage. I've done this before. I know how this goes. I just have to have things go my way. I just have to remember what I've been learning. So I just have to try to calm my nerves as much as I can and be in the moment.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I don't know why we're getting so much feedback right now.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It might be my headphones. So just
Just keep
going.
going.
Yeah,
Just
right.
keep going. Say what else? Yeah.
I think that's everything I was.
sorry about that.
Yeah, that might have been me. Yeah, no, but I mean, it was very cool seeing you change. I feel like you became a lot more confident the second time going. And, I mean, obviously it paid off because you won, so that's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that is.
Try turning. Yours might be the one
'Cause
doing it
it's the
because
open
you have the
back.
open backs.
Okay, I'll try to
Maybe
keep
just turn
on
it off.
keeping
Yeah,
on.
we're
I'm
gonna keep on.
switch my headphones.
Somebody asked, "Would you be a chaser?" But I don't know what's a chaser?
I think it's somebody who appears on the show The Chase.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the chase. But that's the one that I was thinking about.
Yeah.
You want to be on the chaser?
Yeah, we'll see. It's
Yeah, wait. If you're the chaser, you're the one they have to chase, right?
exactly.
So
yeah, you
you're
have to-
you're the big knowledge guy.
Yeah, they get a bunch of money for beating me.
Dang. So you don't want to be beat. That's nice.
I feel like that's the goal in general.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but they get to win money. That's cool. Yeah. No. Is this you think a peak in your life? You got some things going on after this?
Is this
Interesting way to
the
phrase
best
that.
point of your life?
Yeah.
Is it only going to go downhill from here?
What an
Like,
interesting way to say it.
No, there's actually good questions that are here.
So, did somebody actually ask that, or did you come up with it?
No, nobody said that.
that was Sanj.
Are you serious right now?
Oh wait.
Did you not realize what you had said?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't no, it's
Yeah,
it's like, you're proud of this moment.
Do you think that you peak right now?
Hey, listen,
Wow.
I'm asking the existential questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's actually good questions.
Where do you think you're going to be in 50 years?
do like a little time capsule of this moment, I don't know. Listen, I'm allowed to ask that.
It'll be one of the peaks in my life. Let's call it that way. It'll be one of the
I mean,
peaks.
it's certainly a high. I mean, it's
Yeah, like,
crazy.
I mean, another high in your life was when Sanjana was born, right?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, somehow
that's the
half,
first peak.
That's a peak?
somehow half a year earlier.
Yeah, I really...
Crazy.
Yeah, you peaked when you were 6.5.
6.5.
Something I don't know about Jeopardy. I don't even know if you can do this. But somebody asked if you two would consider being like a brother-sister duo on a game show.
So I was talking
Like
to
a Family
someone, and
Feud?
they said that there should be like a team Jeopardy where it's like 4 people and like a team, but it's like for each round it's like a different person.
But quick question, Sanjana, what categories would you cover?
Pop culture.
Pop culture again, pop culture again. Pop culture again.
I mean, I'll shout out one of the fellow TOC contestants. His name is Ryan, and he and his fiance, I think now wife, and somebody else were together on Pop Culture Jeopardy. So he
Really?
was doing that in addition to the regular Jeopardy.
Oh, that's
Oh, wow.
cool.
Oh, that's fun. It's a good one.
Yeah,
it's
so-
a possibility for people to be on that show and form a team.
Is it a possibility for you and Sanjana to be?
Yeah, we got to find a third one.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think. Listen, I'm looking at Survivor. So if someone's got a,
You look surprised by that. Is this news to you, Neilesh?
No,
That's
no,
not- No?
She's told me many times she wants to be on it, but
Yeah.
he doesn't think I'm gonna win.
Oh, whoa.
Would you consider going on one of those more like reality type TV shows like Survivor? or-
yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
I've been a big fan of Survivor the past few years. I paid attention to that show. You may have heard of Drew, who's a fellow TOC.
Yeah.
He was on Survivor. I watched that whole season. So I've seen. I saw him on that season. I was really excited to meet him in person.
Yeah,
So-
That's pretty cool.
Again, that was because of me. 'Cause I was watching it first. A bigger.
Yeah, shout out to Sanjana again. Like our real guest of honor, right?
Who's this guy?
Yeah, well, our guest, Sanjana Vinjamuri. Oh, yeah, and her brother.
Trying really hard to get on the chat GPT.
We don't have a whole bunch of time left, so I guess I'll leave us on a look into the future. I mean, just in general, how are you feeling about Masters?
I'm feeling like it's a very tall task ahead of me. There's obviously, if you look at a lot of them, they're like professional quizzers. Yeah, me, I have a day job, kind of, so I haven't gotten to the professional quizzer point yet. So,
Do you think that's in your future?
I'd like to be on a better, like more, not a better career, but something I feel is more sustainable in the future.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Well, we gotta
Yeah, do you have anything you want to say to, like,
Yeah.
everyone,
The
you know?
masses.
Yeah, who would you like to thank?
Yeah.
No one in particular.
I just want to say thanks to all the fans for their support. Yeah, this is not possible without you. Yeah, we're never promised another season of Jeopardy without the fans. So
Yeah.
yeah, yes, you guys who make this possible, and I just want to say thanks for giving me an opportunity to showcase my interests to a wide audience.
Yeah.
And thanks again to the Jeopardy subreddit for providing those questions, and for the mods for supporting us throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is...
Cool. So this is it. So I'm Lauren
you.
Lever.
I'm Sanjana Vinjamuri.
I'm
And
Joe Honish.
and of
I'm
course,
Neilesh.
yeah. And this has been the Lauren Lever Power Hour. So I hope you all have a nice rest of your day.
If you thought we were funny.
Yeah, we're here,
Yeah,
here every week.
We're here every week, guys. Come back. You'll hear about movies and
Yes.
movies.
What's happening in our lives, which is mainly just movies.
Yeah.
If you think people could get lost in the Bermuda Triangle,
Oh my god.
but yeah.
And special thanks. Thanks for coming in, Neil.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You did good.
Okay,
guys.
well, this is 91.7 WCUR Westchester, and we hope you have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.
Bye.